us a ride.
She said she'd be here. Funny, she's never been late before.
You wasted your time then, didn't you?
I did not. I did it because...
I got a fresh ass.
Everybody, it is 5:30 p.m. in colored people's time. And once again, welcome to Happy Hour. And of course, it's me, it's the VINCE, folks. It has been 1 year since the great Big Lenny has passed away. And I have to say, it really kind of sucks there, because I got to thinking about that, and yes, Misty, I was going to bring that up because, the Ruby Classic is coming up, and this is right around the time, Big Lenny passed away. I mean, there's not really a specific date when he passed away, but it was right around this time here. Folks, we got a couple of things we do have to cover here. As far as the people on food stamps, I'm going to tell you this right now. Man, people are just straight up thieving, all right? And for no reason. Now, I already know, the great one knows, that they're using this whole snaps thing as an excuse to loot and plunder. And Captain Planet is not around to save the day from loot and plunder. He was a character, by the way, I hope you guys got the pun. Loot and Plunder was one of the bad guys on the cartoon series Captain Planet and the Planeteers. Now, they would still play reruns on it, but Captain Planet has a mother-freaking mullet, and back in the day in the 80s, those mullets was business in the front and party in the back. That doesn't fly in 2025, although Dominique Mysterio actually has it, so it's for comical effects here. Well, no, there's not actually a specific date, Misty. The assumed date is October 24th. He had fell over in the bathroom, but there's no telling as far as to when, and stuff. I don't care about the mayor of New York, Five Knuckle Hustle. He's not my buddy whatsoever. Guys want to know why? Because I'm not a resident of New York. All right? I don't live in New York. Heck, seriously, I don't like New York. Do you know how much literally speaking, I don't like New York. All right? I don't like New York so much that, I literally made a video on the problems with New York here, okay? And it wasn't one of my ordinary ones here. Normally, my average regular video is like 3 to 5 minutes. This one is I spent 18 minutes telling you as far as to why you shouldn't move to New York. Here, let's play some clips from it.
What? You still got to share a fucking shower with other residents here and bathrooms. Ew, ew, ew. In comparison to my humble abode,
Let me play this portion back.
and I'm being very conservative there. That's in. Then I go to the self-checkout and I'm out. I'm in and out, just like that.
In fact, we're going to play a little bit of this.
Me personally, I'm from the South. I like fresh fruits and vegetables. In New York City, you simply can't get that. They don't have grocery stores. I mean, they got bodegas, but that's not a grocery store. It's a high-priced convenience store that sells apples. That's what they consider fresh vegetables. Every single variety of apples. But Lord knows if you want some grapes or some other type of fruit, oranges or anything.
Oh, by the way, folks, I forgot to mention I have hot cocoa with the 0 proof rum. I finally figured out how to actually use this this alcohol-free rum. You have to actually use it as a mixer. Got my little cigarettos and, of course, my Tesla cup with water given to me by my good friend Pugman. Y'all be sure to thank Pugman. Now, I'm going to go ahead and light up, and we shall get back to the video. A little bit of interest doesn't hurt you one good, so.
Yeah, good luck at that. There are grocery stores in New York, but, they're like Trader Joe's and there's like maybe 6 or 7 of them. So subsequently, you'll be waiting in line for like 2 hours. And then waiting another 2 hours just to get out, which leads me to another thing. In New York City, most people do not have cars. Therefore, you're going to be hauling all those groceries that you got from Trader Joe's or from that bodega all the way back home and probably up flights of stairs. That's no fun whatsoever. In comparison to me, I can go to a number of grocery stores. My favorite is Sam's Club, but I can also go to Walmart. I can go to Publix. I can go to Ingles. I can go to Bilo. There's plenty of grocery stores. It's an abundance. And I can get fresh fruits and vegetables, all the variety of vegetables that I wish to have. Fresh meats, Angus beef, and I can go to a Trader Joe's as well, or I can go to a Whole Foods, period. So I can actually get real food, and I don't have to wait so long in line or anything like that. There's no wait just to get into any of these grocery stores. I can go in at the busiest time of the year. I'll be able to get in, and then I go to the self-checkout and I'm out. I'm in and out, just like that. Snap of the fingers. Can't do that in New York. So in speaking about hauling your stuff back up, then let's talk about rent in New York City. A 2-bedroom apartment is like $2,000 or $3,000. It's very expensive, and there's no
And it's even more expensive. This video is 5 years ago. It's accelerated. I can't even believe they can actually charge that.
premium on it there. I don't want to spend $2,000 or $3,000 on a 2-bedroom apartment, and I'm being very conservative there. That's in the probably a cheap portion of town, being Brooklyn. Now, me, if I was also a lot cheaper, I get a house in Long Island, for example, or I would probably get a roommate. So yes, I can make it. This office, couldn't have that in New York City with, I have a Bowflex Max trainer, couldn't have one there. I have paperwork. I have this office, couldn't have that in New York City with the roommate. Have my own bedroom, living room and stuff, couldn't have that in New York. And most importantly, I have 2 bathrooms, not one, and not a shared one. I got 2 bathrooms and 2 showers that I can actually use. One for my guest and one for myself if I wish, or I can use the showers. And plus, I have plenty of goddamn hot water. I got all the hot water I want because I have a high efficiency water pump. Plus, I don't have to worry about heating and cooling there. The power bill is so outrageous in New York City. I mean, my power bill is like $70 a month there. And believe me, I use the hell out of heat and cooling there. In New York City, if I did the exact same thing, my electric bill would be like $600 here. It's just nuts. Wearing. It's hard for a black man to catch a cab in New York. And it's just it smells very badly down in those subways there. I mean, there's this bum everywhere. You know, you got people getting pushed onto the rails and everything. People are acting crazy. Now, one thing I like about New York is usually when you go down through the subways, they got some street musicians that can really kick some lifestyle. You know, I would have to just put up with walking and getting on the subways. Yeah, I can make it in New York City, but you know, there's a difference between making it and thriving. Okay. As far as New York City's entertainment is concerned, you know, I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. Anything that can be done in New York City, I can do here. Okay? I mean, they have theaters here. They have the opera. They have art galleries, you know. They have the Greenville Peace Center, you know, where I can see plays and stuff like that. No different than New York City. I don't have to worry about pizza. Pizza is great around here. You know, there's a lot of people that are from New York City that, you know, decided to get rid of the high prices there, wouldn't you know? So I can get authentic New York pizza here in Greenville, South Carolina. They even import the water and the flour and everything like that. So I can get authentic New York pizza. But quite frankly, I prefer good old Greenville, South Carolina pizza. You know, Hunt's pizza. You know, I mean, pizza is just pizza, basically. You get what I'm saying? I think the pizza is a whole lot better down here in the South than in New York City. Because the difference is in South Carolina, nobody sniffs each other's asses about how great the pizza is in Greenville, South Carolina, or any other food. And, you know, there's a lot of things that you can do down here in the South that you can't do in New York City. You can't go to Dollywood in New York City. You can't go and look at Dolly Parton's titties. I can go down to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I'm thinking about getting a little bit of land there. I'm just a hop, skip, and a jump away. You know, can't do that shit in New York City. Heck, you know, as far as a rodeo is concerned, there ain't no rodeos in New York City. I love going to a rodeo. Period. Rodeo is really good there, you know. I mean, as far as the circus is concerned, I mean, New York is a fucking circus. I mean, it literally is. But, you know, I would rather go see the Ringling Brothers, you know. Not the other brothers down in New York City that are acting crazy. You get what I mean? And like I said, I'm not trying to knock New York City. I'm just, you know, for those that are from New York City, you guys know what I'm talking about. This information is for people who are thinking about moving to New York City. Don't go to New York City unless you have a good fucking reason. If you are truly talented and a talent agent says it, and they're going to support you and stuff like that, by all means, go to New York City if you have a legitimate job and reason there. Otherwise, don't go to New York City just to wonder whether you can make it or not. You'll get killed in New York City. I mean, literally. I'm not saying that you're going to get shot or anything like that, but man.
I still remember the video, folks.
If you're from a small town, you go to New York City, you'll be surprised at how much stuff costs there.
But enough of that vintage stuff, folks. If you want to watch this video, go to my channel and put in simply "don't move to New York City," or just put in New York City. Like I said before, there's plenty of things I can do down here I can't do in New York City. Can't go to Dollywood. You know, can't see Dolly Parton's Hooters or anything like that, you know. New York City's too far away from Dolly Parton. I mean, Dolly Parton's got some big ones, but they don't stretch that far to New York City, goddammit. But folks, get your questions in. If you want to make a donation, you can. Smash the like button. I'm going to finish my little cigaretto. Get the night planned out. Now, on Thursdays, folks, generally I shave my head, shave my beard off, get cleaned up. Now I'm cool as a cucumber. I bees alright. Aight. I may stay in tonight. I'm not for sure, really. Lately, I've been going to the cigar bar a little bit. And I mean, it doesn't cost me that much. I can get a $3 cigar, a cup of coffee. Last time I went there, Sunday, I only spent, I could have spent $3, but I tried out this $12 cigar instead. But literally speaking, I can buy a cheap $5 cigar and just hang out there, get me a cup of coffee. And you know what? I can actually bring food in there too. Did you guys know that? At Boda's, I can bring in my own food. There's a Church's Chicken next to it. I can be smacking on fried chicken and watermelon and smoking my cigar. Like a real nigga. Get your questions in, folks. Wait a minute. Well, I wasn't planning that. I forgot about that song, so... Oh, boy. Alright. Since you guys have already heard a portion of that, we gotta go all the way. Anyone know how Dale's looking? He's in the huddle there, right, Raw. He's covered up like a Sith Lord, you know. He's just waiting. I mean, at this point in time, it's Thursday. And I know how Dale's feeling. Dale is feeling like shit, all right? I will tell you that right now. He feels like crap. He is probably carb depleting. That's what he should be doing. He should be carb depleting. I would probably ask him on Saturday when he carbs back up. Unless he carbs back up overnight, I'm not sure. Jesus Christ! Jeez! He just keeps getting bigger and bigger!
No, I don't have any debates planned.
Look
Pretty
at
much nobody
him!
wants to smoke.
Holy moly! Y'all see this? That is freaking insane. He's in freaking Super Saiyan Goku mode.
Do you take melatonin for sleep? No.
You know, I've not seen his channel for the past week and a half, or just popped in whenever he was sitting in his seat. But God oh mercy. Jesus Christ. It Junior from Bernie Mac whenever you put your... Well, I wasn't going to be playing the bougie bounce for a while. I only play it whenever Trump is doing something good at this point in time, you know. And lately that's been far and few between, but, you know, things are going to change because all it needed was a little motivation. And I'll tell you, after those election results came in, yeah, I think things are going to get cleaned up real quick then, because people are now figuring out people don't want that. It's like I said before. The natives have gotten restless. So sometimes you got to can it with the heat, man. It's the same way, you know. Tariffs, I mean, freaking this and that, tearing down the east part of the White House, all the other stuff, rounding up Mexicans and stuff. See, I had to go stain my own deck because the only people left, they were going to charge me like over $1,000 just to stain the deck, and then extra the pressure wash and everything. The great one ain't gonna do that. I'd have to do it myself. No, his legs are actually getting bigger, actually. I'm kind of surprised. Obviously, that machine's working. Now, of course, folks, we do have to play this video that Ryan sent me. Apparently, Sean G has been giving out Genova-style cooking lessons. So let's cut this off. See, that's one of my favorite songs I had to cut off. I want y'all to look at this mess here. Yeah, let's go ahead and play this catastrophe. You know, so I sometimes don't know what's going through this spook's head anyway. So he's making cube steak, baked beans, and boiled eggs.
So we got.
All right, let's check out what this Jungle Bunny's cooking today.
Yo, what's up? I'm cooking. Look at my fish tank. Fish tank. I got the dope fish.
Please define dope fish. It's just a tank with a couple of a little vegetation in it. What is a dope tank?
Your fish ain't like that. Look at my fish. Look at my fish. My fish better than your fish. So I'm cooking. I'll show y'all what I'm cooking. Got some. Look at that cube steak. Let me turn that flame down. See, it didn't cooked already. So I'm gonna turn.
Does this nigga know how to wash anything? I mean, he just never mind.
Flame down. See, it didn't cooked already. So I'm gonna turn that flame down a little bit. Look at that. Turn that flame all the way down. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna turn it off. Then look, I got the baked beans. Bush's baked beans, and I'm boiling some eggs.
Yeah, a sign of fine cookware when you got stuff peeling off. And folks, if your cookware looks like this, you have to understand if it's flaking like that, that means it's gonna go in your food. All right.
Eggs. Let me put some more eggs in there. I got the dope brown joints. Past.
Please define an egg as a dope brown joint. What is that?
Purees where the chickens can run around and chill. Chickens can run around and chill.
That's not true at all. They have a little trick to where they'll have them run around for 2 weeks, and in that way they could technically call them free-range chickens. Meantime, they sit months and months still in cages. You are one dumb tree swinger.
Let me get the spoon so I can stir up my baked beans. Look at that right there. I got the.
Now, I do put onions in my beans, so I will give him credit for that slightly, but
Fire too high though. I got the fire too high though. Let me see. See, I turned it down. So we got the stir up the baked beans. Got the onions in there. Look at them onions in there. That's my bacon grease. I save
that he keeps in a pickle jar.
all my bacon
Folks, the great one does not keep bacon grease around.
grease so I could use it to I save all my bacon grease so I could use it to cook, like, you know, to what you call that? You put it in the pan so the food don't stick to it. So like, you know, you use butter. What they call that? Saturate the pan or whatever the hell they call it. I don't know what they call it, but anyway. black pepper on my steak. Look at my steak.
Yeah, so let's look at your steak. Looks like someone shat in that thing. I mean, that just looks like shat right there, folks. Let me take off my picture. Look at this mess. What is this? It looks like someone just took a dump in there. Obviously, it was frozen originally. I don't know. That's not how you cook cube steak.
The dope cube steak. I like a lot of black pepper on my steak.
This is some straight up
Let's come and get
style cooking.
some salt. Look at the sea salt joint. Look at the sea salt joint. Got the coffee.
You know, he drinks a whole lot of instant coffee.
Put the salt on there. Look at that salt on there.
I think that Cobra G6S guy would be proud of this.
Look how I put my salt on there.
I mean, look at his tea kettle, folks. Look at the tea kettle. It's got a big giant black ring around it and he still manages to keep it.
I'm the best at putting salt on.
I'm surprised that this guy ain't walking around with a bicycle helmet on or something.
Steak.
That's how stupid he is.
So I got my coffee, peanut butter, Cafe Bustelo joint. I get that coffee right there from.
He's drinking all instant coffee. Can't you make a real cup of coffee in the morning?
From this Mexican spot up in Montclair. Look at that. Got the dope Sicilian.
Now, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. How can you call olive oil dope? How? I don't even... He probably spent like $8 or $9 for that. Olive oil is cheap. If you spend more than $3 for olive oil, use a maroon.
Olive oil. I got the hot chocolate. I get at the Sean. Look at my onion.
In case you want to know...
The Vince Good Run channel, the dope joint, yay boy.
Quick Pump with a $2 donation. Definitely appreciate that, but never call my channel Dope or Joint. Just call it Minty and Ric Flairin'. Woo! Because I don't want to have any association with this monkey anyway, you know. I wish Frieza was around to use the word monkey instead of me. Says, yeah, Frieza's probably one of the racist Dragon Ball Z characters out there, you know. But that's why I will tell you this right now. I should, you know, they had one of those YouTube videos where they showed some cartoon clips of Frieza. And they pretty much thought that the kids thought that he was a racist, you know, because of all the times he said monkey.
That onion is bad right there, but I still use the outside part. I'm not throwing my whole onion out.
But I mean, guys, if you think about Goku for a minute there, you know, he eats a lot of food. I mean, he left his wife and his child was raised by Piccolo. I mean, Goku, I mean, honestly speaking, I don't know if he put some white paint on, but sure does act like a Negro, like a nigga, doesn't he?
I'm not throwing my whole onion out.
Maybe Frieza was right about calling him a monkey.
There's people that ain't got no food to eat. I ain't wasting no food.
Yes,
The hell
we
I
can say
look like
that.
wasting some food. So the steak is done. Got the fire on the let me get a top for the beans.
Are those rat droppings? Hold on. Hold on a minute there.
The beans for the
That is rat droppings. Right there. Those are rat droppings. You just gonna reach in there and get that? Ew. That's rat dropping.
top for the beans. Rinse it off.
Yeah, you better rinse it off because of those
Rinse it off.
roaches and rats. Those are rat droppings, folks. Those are rat droppings.
I got this. You see my sock right here?
Son of a bitch.
I use this sock to, like...
What, you got to use a sock and not a wash rag? Is that your jizz sock or something? Why are you... What is wrong with you? Now, I understand it's New York, and he doesn't have a dishwasher like the great one, but still, I mean, geez.
Like all the old clothes and stuff, like all my old clothes that's too small for little Sean or too small for me, instead of throwing them out, I turn them into rags. So like if I want to clean the floor or whatever, or just wipe around the sink, I wash them, of course, first. Of course I wash them first, and then I turn them into rags. All right, so I'm ready to eat. So we got the dope orange juice. Got the dope orange juice, bunch of water on the table. Bunch of water. Rubik's Cube. What color is on? I got the green, I did the green. I could only get one color. So we eat off of paper plates, because I don't be liking to wash dishes.
The great one does not keep paper plates in this house. You want to know why, folks? It's because I have a dishwasher. Nah, I mean...
I can't even get this shit right. It's one plate for me. Well, I'm gonna eat off of that one. I'll let Sean eat off the real joint.
I mean, look at his plates.
Mess it on.
You notice he has to wash off his plates. Why? Because he knows roaches be crawling all over the place. You know that water won't kill all the bacteria.
So I'll let Sean eat off of that one. I eat off of that one. Get my forks. Look at my forks. Got the dope forks. Rinse it off.
Wash that off too.
Always clean.
Hold on a minute. Sorry about that. I forgot to put this back on.
Mess it on.
I swear.
So I'll let Sean eat off of that one. I eat off of that one. Get my forks. Look at my forks. Got the dope forks. Rinse it off. Always clean. That piece for Sean. Give him the biggest piece. Then I take the other piece. I got 3 pieces left. I got some more steak I need to cook. Let me turn these beans off.
Folks, do you know what's missing? When you make cube steak, where's the freaking gravy at? Where's the gravy at?
Alright, so these beans is done. I don't overcook. I let my beans, really, when I cook beans, I just heat them up and then I turn the flame off. My boiled eggs, I stir them up. Let my boiled eggs cook. I let my boiled eggs cook like 17 minutes. Like 17 minutes, 8 seconds. And then I take them out. That's the perfect amount of time. 17 minutes, 12 seconds, 17 minutes, 8 seconds around there. So I got boiling. But I'm gonna eat already. So we finna eat, y'all. This is the cube steak. Got the bell pepper joint in there, onions, all that. Baked beans. And we gonna eat. Talk to y'all later.
vegetables or anything. Folks, I just don't.
Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. But in your busy morning, the last thing you want to be doing is spending time making...
Oh, God. Oh, mercy. Man, I got hit really good on that one. Boy, a lot of copyrighted stuff today. Still has to work on his calves a little bit. But I certainly wish he wasn't wearing pink Crocs. Why is he wearing pink Crocs for? That nigga getting swole. But folks, get your questions in. If you wish to make a donation, you can. Be sure to smash that like button. We just gonna chill out for a little bit. Not for a long time, but for a little time. Till 6:33. Then I'm gonna turn on to NBC News and see what's checking. And then afterwards, the great one's gonna check his fly paper and see what's sticking, you know? Nah, I mean, I don't really have fly paper. I don't have fly paper because I ain't got no flies. You wanna know why? It's called keeping things clean. Now, my office is real dirty right now. I spilled a bunch of popcorn, but it's gonna get cleaned up. My living room, I put the cowskin rug outside to soak in the sun. Because here's the thing about a cowskin rug, folks. Once you put it in the sun for a couple of hours, it kills it. I mean, the skin kills the bacteria. Gets rid of the smell. Put it back in, it's all good. Alright, Matt, let's check it out. I try not to play too many videos, because it's an hour show, but you my dog, man. You my nuka. Alright? So I'll do that. I shall do that. But folks, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't. Alright, let's see what we got here.
Slideshow to present to you. We're going to be talking about penile enlargement, a couple different techniques. We're going to be going over some pharmacology and, all the basic stuff, all the little niche tips and tricks that I usually offer to people, so let's get into it. So first off, let's get into some of the myths that are often reported. So self-reported studies right off the bat, complete fucking copium. This data is completely corrupted by retards trying to lie, trying to over-exaggerate. Nothing new. It's just like how, people will add an inch or two to their height on Tinder. So we have a similar problem going on here. And I'll show you kind of the disparity between the self-reported number, which is your average of 6.2.
This is a good start right here. It's a penis enlargement. This kid is too young to even do
and the actual, figure that's been researched, and it's quite comical. So forget everything you know about average penile size. If you're basing it off of these, average self-reported studies, we take a look at, what's being reported, and what's the actual average, which is 5.36, and we come to quite a disparity. Now, I've included some visual aids for you on this slide on why this actually matters, because you might be thinking, Clive, why the fuck am I watching this video? Well, here's exactly why. Here's your visual aids right here. It is important stuff, guys, especially in terms of maintaining long-term relationships. If you're not providing in terms of sexual, pleasurability and all that kind of shit, then it's not going to work out. So it's important that you really maximize all these different metrics. Now, the first black pill that we're going to go over is the girth black pill, and it actually matters more than length, right? So we started off the presentation going over the average erect length, but this is a far more important metric when it comes to pleasurability versus sheer aesthetics, right? Because when you unsheath your sword, sure, maybe the length will be a little bit, more out in front of you, I guess you could say, but in terms of pure functionality and usability,
if it doesn't hurt, it's not right.
girth black pill is going to matter a lot more. So I'm not going to read this out loud, but you can understand why it might be important. And this is a little bit of a diagram for you guys to kind of visualize why this matters so much. 1.89 inches is the average, penis width, and this is, a bit of a disparity between, a woman's anatomy. So we're going to try to close that gap and improve upon our, success with, PE maxing and effective mechanism for stretching. It's very cheap, very cost effective, but this is something that has to be unfortunately done for a long period of the day, which isn't necessarily an issue, right? Because it's a passive stretch.
There should be an I put into this because that's how sick this is. This is a really sick idea. Put an I right in the middle of this here, and you have my thoughts on this. This is stupid.
Stretching, movement.
Well, yeah, Raw, he's in a very dehydrated state. He's about to compete. You're supposed to draw out water. Yeah, Sean's been like a 7-year-old for a couple of years. I don't think Richard's legs are a lost cause. He just needs he just needs a lot of time for that. The upper body's going to always grow quicker than the lower body.
It's unlike shopping bag hanging, whereas you're actually going to have to hold on, right, where you have a shopping
Oh, no, you're good. We got this.
bag hanging to your wrist, and you have to hold on.
Let's see what
this
the next step
for
is.
the low baseline penile curve or a downward curve, stretching that suspensory ligament with different stretching techniques is going to be suboptimal. Now here's one more device that I'll show you, which is called a penile extender. Now this is suboptimal compared to the all-day stretcher or even shopping bag hanging, but it is important to note because this is a very popular device within the PE community. A lot of the subreddits I see talking about this device, but I want to inform you that this is the suboptimal option. So don't waste your time with this. Certainly go with the all-day stretcher, even if it looks more fucking autistic. Now we get into the penis pump, which is going to be the most optimal for
the classic 70s, 80s penis pump.
Or actually dick maxing, for PE maxing, the point of the video. So this is the best device by far. If you could throw it all in the trash can and only go with one thing, go with the penis pump. And the reason for that is we already discussed the black pill on girth. And this is tailored directly for hypertrophy, or not necessarily hypertrophy, but increasing the girth of your shaft, right? So their main downfall in terms of sexual function is usually erection quality, right? So if you've got poor erection quality, you're only 80% of is hide one of these potentially in your bathroom, under the all you need, right? This is going to fix your vasoconstriction and help with blood flow move, down your body and into your penis, right? So that's going to be enough for most people. A lot of people, when
that's the scary thing, Matt. This kid is only 19 years old.
they drink, we have or for you on top of being a dick max, so there's no reason you shouldn't take it, even if you're remaining celibate, even if you've got no watching the video anyway, guys.
That's what's so scary about it there, Matt. This kid is 19 years old, and he's talking about cosmetic surgery and doing all this stuff here. Folks, if you want my honest opinion about your ding-dong, it's not going to grow, folks. It just isn't, okay? You are stuck with what you got, If you got a cocktail weenie like Wes Watson, well, you're stuck with that. You're just going to have to deal with it, which, after that Vlad report, I now know how Wes Watson is dealing with it, he still hasn't hit me up on the whole thing, Like I said, I know a couple of bull queers that would love to make his acquaintance here, But in any event, oh boy. The kid's 19 years old and giving out this advice. Nothing personal, but anyone whose birthday starts with the year 20, I tend to take with a grain of salt. Nothing personal. Okay? Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. And people used to say anyone that was born after 1960, I would take with a grain of salt. So just remember, it goes linear, folks. And when you guys get my age, which would be probably 2048 or 2050, you'll be saying that about anyone whose date of birth starts with 2020, for example. God oh mercy, by 2050, I'll definitely be retired. Actually, I have a little over 13 years left before I'm eligible for Social Security, actually. Woohoo! Anyway. Get your questions in. Be sure to like and subscribe. Yeah, definitely. Well, here's the thing about Claviker. Whenever I hear stupid stuff like this, there's usually some sort of monetary element into it.
How's it going, guys?
So let's take a look and see what stuff he's pushing. So let's go to Claviker's website. So he used to look like this, and now looks like this. Not much really of a change. All he did was clear up his nasty pimples. Oh, in order to watch it, you gotta put all this crap in here. Lovely. So he's basically using a squeeze page, which is not a bad idea. You know, here's the thing, folks. Squeeze pages, that is so early 2000s, late 90s. I mean, I technically have a squeeze page myself. But mine's a little bit better. Well, that's right, I gotta turn on the... I hate having to do this. See, technically this is a squeeze page. But I redesigned it, by the way. But I have a lot more information on mine. I gotta fix this crap. But in any event, that's a squeeze page. And it's actually supposed to look like this. This is the proper way of doing it, but instead we got Claviker's crap. The only thing he did was change his hair and he got rid of his pimples. And now he thinks he's a stud. He ain't. Yeah, let's see your squat video. Hold on.
Guys, today we've got a little...
Why did that do that for? Dang it. Yeah, boy. That's a good lift there, Matt, but at that type of weight at this point in time, well, you have the safety bars up there, so, yeah, you're fine. Never mind what I was going to say. I was going to say use a power cage, but now I see the little click lick, so. But good lift, man. Good lift. Yeah, but 19 years old and you're giving advice out like that, I mean, he's going to F up a lot of people, that's for sure. And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, he really didn't do anything. He just got some pimple cream and grew out his hair, and that's it. He's still the same insecure little twink that he always has been. Like I said before, anyone whose date of birth starts with a 20, I take with a grain of salt. They've not been in the world long enough to actually have some knowledge. They have knowledge, but you gotta be in a position to make mistakes. and you don't learn anything unless you have the time to make a mistake. Where I'm at right now is a result of, as far as the wisdom I've gained, is a result of the mistakes that I've made. What to do and not to do. For example, don't put one of those power mufflers on your vehicle that makes the vroom vroom sound, because you're more than likely to get pulled over by the cops. Whenever you buy any type of fresh fruits and you're not going to eat it immediately, freeze it. It took me a while to learn that, you know. And I used to waste a lot of food too. Well, of course he's using Durulix, Quick Pump. You can't compete without Durulix. You can't compete. Even in natural bodybuilding shows, you gotta use them. You gotta get the water out of the body. That's just, yeah, that's also not fun neither. Frank should be taking Dr. Paul Saladino for taking his mind off it. Oh, he's gonna get back to Taban, as, you know. He switches back and forth. That's right, folks. Dr. Taban. Honestly, his eyes ain't that straight neither. I mean, his eyes ain't exactly straight neither. In fact, they look Frank Tefano-ish, so he's just basically jocking my style. Jocking his style. Oh boy. And you know what? Tefano's gonna lose that case. But I mean, if you look at Paul Saladino's Wikipedia page, I mean, it all automatically says pseudoscience claims. Oh boy. I mean, here's the thing. Now, I'm not gonna knock Saladino. I actually like him because Tefano hates him, but the truth of the matter is, Saladino makes some pretty wild claims about things that are... He's like Sean Cruxton. Sean Cruxton used to run this website called Underground Wellness. He's what you call one of those functional medicine practitioners, in other words. And there's a course in functional medicine, but I'm going to be honest with you folks, it's just... It's just, it's just wacky. And I don't think Sean Cruxton no longer does any of that. type of stuff. I mean, he sold some raw milk there. And this is all on Wikipedia. It tested positive for the H5N1 influenza virus for his raw milk that was used into his smoothies and stuff. So I'm sure people lost a lot of weight. They didn't need no GLP-1s. But here's the kicker, folks. Dr. Paul Saladino ain't even a doctor. His license to practice in medicine's been revoked because he hasn't paid his fees or anything. He has the degree. I will still call him Dr. Paul Saladino, simply because it pisses off Frank and everyone else, and he has earned the credentials, but he can't practice medicine. But given what he's doing now, he doesn't really need to, per se. It's sort of like Dr. Phil. And you got to think about it. It's, you know, here's the thing. My party, the GOP party, used to talk about Obama's and Michelle Obama's law licenses revoked and stuff, and no longer allowed to practice law. That is technically true, but the reason being is they've simply not renewed it. They can renew and get their law licenses back at any time, but they're not going to be practicing law anymore, so what's the point in doing it? I don't know how Taban kept a straight face when he was carving out Frank's eye sockets. Like I said before, I'm an advocate against surgery. Don't get it, folks. If I found Lenny's, probably he would be harder. Crazy how Kalora was squatting 6 plates for 12 at 19. Some people just have that natural born strength, Matt. I wouldn't sweat it too much. It's not about how you lift, it's how good your legs actually look from lifting. Hey, Eric, what's up? Take it easy. I am taking it easy. This is happy hour. Folks, 3 minutes left. Get your questions in. But I mean, seriously, why in the world would you go and renew your law license if you're not going to be practicing law anymore? Do you think Obama's going to be trying any cases or anything? No. He's already been the president of the United States. He's already been to the top. He's already done 2 terms. There's really not much. There's nothing else he can really do. He's reached the cream of the crop, you know? I'm the cream of the crop. I rise to the top. I don't eat pork because a pig is a cop. Ugh. We ain't gonna do that House of Pain stuff. I think I'm gonna actually play that after this show ends. I'm gonna put down some House of Pain. Now, as far as Black Friday is concerned, folks, now Black Friday was named after the fact that they used to sell niggers on Friday. They used to put them on the slave auction block. I'm just joking. Now on Black Friday, folks, I'm gonna get one of those 40-inch TVs and I'm gonna put it in my bedroom, actually. You see, I've been working with this little tiny TV for just a hot minute. Pugman, what's up, dog? Hey, did you get the pictures, Pug, that I sent you? And you're getting in here kind of late, so we're gonna keep it open an extra 10 minutes. But in any event, speaking of Meow Man, hasn't done since... Nah. Maybe he's taking a break. Taban probably sneezed when he was hammering out Frank's left eye and was like, no, it's called complications. Taban didn't do anything wrong. Cosmetic surgery always has risk. And Taban has already agreed to make a payout and refund his money and everything. And pay for any extra expenses. But Frank Tufano wants $4 million a year for the rest of his life for his eyes. That's just not gonna happen. It just isn't gonna happen, folks. Oh, good deal. I tried to get the fourth picture, but it just kept coming up weird. It just kept giving an error message. I'm not for sure why. But I'm gonna try that again.
Can you share more pictures?
Quick Pump with a $2 donation. Which pictures? Which pictures? You talking about the ones I showed Pug? That's up to Pug for me. If Pug wants me to show the pictures I sent them, that's cool. But if someone asks me to do something there, you know, I have to always ask people's permission. I think if Boston Lloyd was still with us, would he be willing to try to fixing? Boston Lloyd is where he is supposed to be. Alright, Pugman. So let's pull up my big, beautiful AI system. Now, who was doing my stuff? All right. They're pulling up now. So there's one of them. This is the next one. And this is the other one. All done by my big, beautiful AI system. Y'all give a shout out for Pugman. But yeah, I will tell you this right now. I always say don't get this and don't get that. And folks, it's a free country. You are free to do what you want to do. But if you go out there and get cosmetic surgery, get what deserve, okay? I'm going to be honest with you. Anything can go wrong in cosmetic surgery. Be happy with what God gave you. I mean, God gave me a big-ass bell pepper-ass nose. Yeah, I ain't got no problem with that. I've lost my hair, and if I try to grow it, I look like George Jefferson. You know, my lips are big because I'm a Negro. But I'm happy with who I am because, you know, with big lips, I got a big cock, you know. Cock-a-doodle-doo! It's good being black sometimes, you know. You got to take the positives and cons with your race, all right? It's the one thing you can't change in life is your race, all right? Now, You porcelain people can tan. Black people, we could do like Sammy Sosa and put bleaching cream on ourselves and we can be like Uncle Ruckus and get Revillalago or something. But, you know, no matter what, it doesn't matter how tan you guys get. You're still going to have a 735 credit score. Oh, boy. If I win Powerball, can I buy you Steve 8? Sure. Although I can't exactly read what you're saying. But folks, 2 minutes left. Get your questions in. Got to catch up on the news. Got to do a couple other things. Got to do my shaving and stuff. I wonder what the Powerball is up to anyway. If I win the Powerball, can I buy you Steve Harvey tea? Dude, I'm getting braces next year. And then that'll be the end of things. Alright, folks, it is 6:40 p.m. I'm closing out the show. I want to thank Quick Pump for his donations. I want to thank everybody for joining me. And, folks, you already know what tomorrow is. Tomorrow's Midnight Run. It's the Midnight Run. First episode in 2 weeks. You know, we had Halloween and everything. I missed you guys, but we're not going to the cigar club tomorrow. We are hanging out 9 o'clock p.m. tonight. We're going to have a lot of mints. We're going to check on Dale. I'm going to whip my ding ding out, you know, and stuff. I'm going to jerk it and I'm going to spray all over. I mean, all over the screen. You're going to have to do this here in order to watch the video. This is going to be some must-see TV or must-seed TV. But that's it, folks, and as always, I'm out. Well, I'm not always out. What I meant to say, I'm out, and as always, peace and soul.